Today I'm making flower pots. I'm making really big flower pots out of these drums. Hey, look at that VP Racing gas. What I need to do is cut these drums in half, and I need to do it without like blowing up, which is, yeah, that's the number one thing today is don't blow up. Number two is make a bunch of flower pots. Not all of them are going to be as dangerous. And I'm not even cutting into that one today. Most of these have had like hydraulic oil and stuff in them, I think. I bought them from a salvage place across the road. I really don't know what was the last thing in them. I know what the label says, and I took the nicest, cleanest barrels, so I have ones that haven't been used over and over again. I mean, some have like waste oil spray painted on the side of them and stuff, and yeah, those aren't the barrels I wanted anyway, especially when they're all the same price. So I'm going to cut some of these exactly in half, and I'm going to cut some at like the 1/3 line, so you end up with a third, half, and 2/3 height. I got a load of dirt the other day, and I got some composted cow manure, and I think we're ready to fill these things up. Nancy's got a bunch of seeds started. Yeah, so I'm going to fill them with water, and then I'm going to cut through them when they're full of water, and it seems like the safest way to cut them in half. Shouldn't have any fumes inside if it's all water inside. I really like that barrel. That one's actually going inside. I'm going to make a workbench using 2 barrels, and that's another day's project. 4 of these are for Nancy. The other ones of these, I mean, she's going to leave. I think she's going to leave a couple blue and a couple red, but she's going to paint a few too, and I don't know if she's going to leave the black one black, but that was a really nice clean barrel, so I grabbed it. It's so clay, the soil's so terrible around here until we can get into mend it, and it's just a lot of work to try to get a garden started that way, and it'll be a lot easier to start, you know, a garden above ground, and then in the future we'll figure out what we're going to do. I think a greenhouse is in the future, and that'll probably be all above ground too, though, concrete inside. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But today, big ass flower pots. Another idea I had, you kind of see it, I kind of want to go from the corner of the shipping container here to the fence with some kind of a large gate that you can't see through, and then that'll give me a place to store stuff like this, because it's not just this that I want to store. I want to use these, but I'm always going to have some kind of junk I need stored that I'd rather not be seen. I don't have to be super nice about it, but yeah, whenever I find a deal and I want to grab something that can be stored outside, I'd like to have a little spot. I'm going to gravel the whole area in, have nothing growing in there, try to keep it as nice as I can. I got to get that lawnmower fixed too, but let's get these barrels done first. Say hello to the camera. I don't have a screen. I can't see what I'm seeing, but want to look at the camera, Silver? No. No. Oops. Whoa. That went well enough. Actually went quite well. The top's not what I'm going to call sharp, but it's not exactly dull. I don't know if I'm going to find something to put over the cap there, like something you'd put along the edge of a door, car door or something. A little bit of weather stripping or something. I don't know what I'm going to do about that edge. It's probably just fine how it is too. It's not going to cut you, but it's not super comfortable. But the flap just definitely made it so it's at least safe enough to work around now. And if I got one that's a height halfway in between, I'm gonna have to figure out something to draw a straight line, or maybe I'll make a jig that holds it and I'll do it upright. I don't know. I'll figure that one out. Probably do the half one with one that I'm not afraid of what's in it either. Yeah, I might have it up on this work table here, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. I gotta go talk to the boss and make sure she approves of these two, and then I'll cut apart another one. Not dull, but it's not really really sharp. I couldn't cut myself with a glove on it. Smells like a park bomb. Yeah, this one had parts washer solvent in it. It definitely reeks. I don't think parts washer solvent is I mean, it's flammable, but it's not the most flammable substance. That's the whole part of it, is it's better than gasoline or some of the other surface cleaners that mechanics otherwise would use, but still I like these warnings. One bar battery, and turned a 5-inch disc into a 4.5-inch disc, or did it start at 4.5? I should have bought 5. I started at 4.5. Oh well. If I get 2 out of each disc, that'll be enough for what she needs. Then I gotta get a lawnmower fixed. I forgot you were recording over here. Yeah, I decided I'm going to cut that blue barrel right down the middle. I didn't really like the seam as much as I like the seam on the red one, as it leaves a little bit of a curve in on the one, and then that little double lip on the smaller one. And I got the other one filling now with water. Once it's full, I'm going to cut it like that one. I got to figure out a way to put a straight line through the center of the blue one. I'm going to do that with it empty, obviously. A tape measure would probably do it. Just wrap it all the way around. Probably help to have 2 people, one to hold the tape measure and one to run it with the Sharpie is all it would probably take. So I might just get Nancy to help me, but for now I'm going to get that barrel full and cut it in half. And man, it takes a long time to fill a 55-gallon drum with a hose when you're watching it. As soon as I turn my back, it's going to be full and water everywhere. There's already water everywhere. I don't know why that matters, but
I wish I could see the future. I wish I could see what's
me? I've changed my mind. I'm going to use a marker and draw a line on it at the top of that ridge, and yeah, I think that'll work. I'll just follow the line then, and then that'll be a lot easier than trying to cut this barrel in half. And if anything, they're 15 bucks a piece. I'll buy another one. I think that line's going to work, but I got to fill this one up with water again. It has it's odoriferous. Like the racing fuel, it was upside down with the cap off of it. That stuff is evaporated off. I don't know how old the can is, but I'm going to guess months at least ago. This was a sealed can with the solvent in it and hasn't even had a chance to start evaporating off. So if I fill it with water, I should be safe. There's no space for fumes if there's no space for fumes, and wish me luck. This stocking hat, wow, I'm dark. It's I was having sparks come back at me, and it's like 52, 53 degrees out today. It's really a pretty nice day. I'd probably just have my t-shirt on if I wasn't having sparks come back at me, but yeah, the flannel and now the stocking hat is it's going to be helpful.
Talk to me when I look alright. Features in my face align enough to form a present smile. The people I just met a while ago, to help lift off this heavy weight and push it back another day. I know it's
my options when I was there were these chemicals I knew, like the part solvent and the race fuel, and there's a gear oil, and I have no idea what the two red ones are, and they don't stink or doesn't seem whatever. I knew I could clean the steel, and once the steel was cleaned, I felt pretty good growing things in them. I also thought I could do this with plastic barrels, and I could have. I don't know if I really wanted to grow inside the plastic, especially as the UV light breaks down the plastic. I would have had to cover it better. These we don't really have to cover. I just think this is a better way of doing it than using plastic, and it's way cheaper than using any kind of wood. I don't know how temporary or permanent they're going to be. I hope we can get 5 to 10 years out of them, so that's not really permanent, but that's not really temporary. See how the gardening goes. I made 13 raised beds in the house we moved out of, and they were made out of cedar fence pickets. I found those last about 7 or 8 years in Minnesota. It's a pretty thin cedar. It's it's not a forever. I can't remember the price. The price to make them out of like 2x cedar, I don't remember the price difference. It was substantial. I built the ones I built for like under $30 a piece, and out of 2x they were like $150 a piece. And it was like, okay, I could build this 5 times, and if I get 7 years out of it, I don't know if I get 35 years out of build it out of the correct material. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. It's not permanent. It's not a foundation of a house. It's a garden. It's going to change up. It's going to change as trees grow, and yeah, who knows. I'm getting long-winded here. Either way, I'm going to put the flap disc on now. I'm going to clean these 4 off, and then I just got the one to cut in half, and if I get that done today or not, I don't know. We'll see. Well, that's where I started at. Yeah, the chemicals inside of these. I can use degreasers. I can clean these out. I feel just much better about gear lubes and things like that than I do about the plastic ones. They had like pesticides in them. They had herbicides in them. They had other chemicals I can't pronounce in them. They were all they all seemed to be more caustic chemicals in the used plastic barrels, and seemed more oil-based chemicals in the used steel barrels, at least where I was looking. But I think the steel is the better option too. I'm gonna stand here so you can see. That's how much disc I lost in cutting 3 barrels. So just like that, we have 165 gallons of flower pots. Got the one I got to cut in half. I should probably go grab that one. Oh, you're flashing low battery. You've seen me do this 3 times. You don't need to see me do this for a 4th.